You're facing off against one of the top centers in the game today, the future of the league, and you're playing on his court, under his rules, against his squad. Show him your team is better. Show him you own this court. Show him you're the one.
With tight controls, a more fleshed out and engaging career mode, numerous reasons to invest in your character, and a fine attention to detail, NBA Live 19 is a surprisingly big drive forward for EA's pro basketball franchise. However, its numerous inescapable issues and lack of significant updates to franchise mode make the newest entry feel only like an iterative update on last year's game. Basketball is a fast and fluid game, and NBA Live 19 excels in replicating this on the court. There are a number of impressive details that NBA Live 19 replicates authentically, including the transition from jog to run to sprint, how bodies collide when you drive the lane, and the way a player falls to the ground in embarrassment when they get their ankles broken by a well-timed crossover. Player-specific moves, like James Harden celebrations, are brought into the game with a fine attention to detail. The player models are more realistic looking, though close-up shots during free throws and replays can look a little off. Another issue is that bounce passes almost never look right, with the ball zipping to the recipient at an inhumanly fast pace and sometimes at impossible angles. AI logic also has problems. Players can make odd decisions like fouling on threes consistently and making obviously errant and silly passes. These abnormalities are unfortunately common, and they are significant enough to take you out of the game. On the presentation side, NBA Live 19 captures the atmosphere of professional games and basketball culture in general. In professional games, the crowd noise soars when you make a big shot. Shoes squeak as players scramble for position. Players slam into the stanchion after a big play, and you hear the announcer talking about everyone getting free pizza or tacos if the home team scores X number of points. It's impressively close to what you'd see on an NBA broadcast.
And he missed the free throw. 1 for 3 on that try.
Street games also faithfully capture a very different subset of basketball culture. There's something special about playing outdoors, and NBA Live 19 nails the presentation of its blacktop courts and atmosphere of fans crowded around the edges trying to get a glimpse. The controls in NBA Live 19 are relatively simple, but contain the depth necessary to let you play with your own style. Moving the ball around to create scoring lanes is a fine way to play, but there's room to emphasize more stylish and exciting moves. Ankle-breaking crossovers, behind-the-back dribbles, step-backs, and spin moves can all be performed with the flick of the stick in the right direction at the right time. Executing a play requires strategy and timing, and it all feels fluid as your teammates will, for the most part, make smart cuts to get free. NBA Live 19's on-the-court gameplay is the best it has ever been.
And she knocks it down to make it 3-2 early.
NBA Live 19's broadcast presentation is one of its strongest components. The game continues to use the ESPN license, which brings the big-time sports network's graphics, trademark music, and commentator Jalen Rose to the game for halftime highlights and breakdowns in a further bid for realism that enhances the experience. What's more, EA brought in a new commentary team for NBA Live 19 composed of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams. They work well together, but the commentary eventually grows stale, and this is particularly apparent when playing in franchise mode where you stick with the same players all the time. As it does with the Madden series, EA plans to update NBA Live 19's commentary throughout the season to keep things fresh, and that's fortunate because new and different lines are what the game needs.
Ed, it's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
One of the most substantial and noteworthy additions to last year's game was the RPG Lite career mode, The One. It returns in NBA Live 19, and it genuinely feels like it is improved, with a more fleshed out story and the introduction of a deep new mode called Court Battles, and the ability to create a female character and customize your own court. Your journey in The One takes you to notable real-world courts in Philadelphia, Paris, and Brazil. The diversity of courts and their related aesthetics, like the Eiffel Tower in the background and colorful structures in Brazil, give you the sense that you're going on a journey as you try to become, well, the one. There are also some fun narrative choices you can make with your mentor and agents, and this kind of control helps you feel more connected to the player you create and more attached to their journey. Progression in The One is akin to an RPG, where you'll spend skill points to increase attributes like passing, rebounding, dribbling, and shooting. There are also traits to unlock and upgrade over your career that effectively act as perks that help you improve your game. Winning tournaments in The One lets you recruit NBA and WNBA players to your team. It's a wonderful fantasy fulfillment for basketball fans to build a team of players that can be comprised of any pro player. A big focus of NBA Live 19 is its card-collecting Ultimate Team mode, which fans of EA Sports games will know well. There are a mountain of fantasy challenges available right at the start, more than 1,000 in all. I had fun earning new players and completing the challenges, but the overall experience feels very grindy.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed. Great anticipation.
Alternatively, you can spend real money on NBA points to buy new players that you can use immediately. The option to pay is front and center in Ultimate Team menus, and this feels like an unnecessary and gross, if unsurprising, push towards microtransactions. Another area that left me disappointed was franchise mode. There are some noteworthy new updates, including a pre-draft preview, while the introduction of bird rights expands and improves on last year's shallow contract negotiation options. However, with no player editor or online functionality, franchise remains a bare-bones experience that comes nowhere close to what EA's other sports games offer.
From long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
NBA Live 19 also offers numerous online modes, including the standard head-to-head matches and deeper, more interesting ones like Live Run and live events. Part of what I like so much about playing basketball in real life is the community aspect of playing together with friends or strangers on a court down the street. NBA Live 19 captures that feeling and delivers a rewarding experience for engaging in it. NBA Live 19 is a capable and competent basketball game that offers a multitude of different ways to play and numerous reasons to keep coming back. Its impressive attention to detail complements the strong foundation set by its presentation and gameplay. The AI logic and animation problems are impossible to ignore, given they're at the heart of the experience the entire game is based on, and these issues detract from what is an otherwise solid basketball game.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Oh, he's denied.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Foot was on.